If your group of friends show to be hostile to you, finally, they're never really hostile in the beginning, you take some time to discover that these people actually don't like me. They pretend. What do? Do you try to figure out why they did not come to attend to you when you lost your mother? Do you ask them questions personally so they can explain to you why they didn't feel sorry for you while your child was dying of cancer or of an accident, why they didn't forward condolences and message of support to you? Or do you pull aside and say, you know what, I don't need this. I can do okay by myself. When somebody does you wrong, like real wrong, because there are levels to wrong, okay? You're trying to destroy your livelihood, your family, your reputation, your job. Do you go ask them, why did you do that? Or do you just say, you know what, there's no need for me to understand. Like, you've done it. No explanation is good enough to get us back to where we used to be in the past. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You appreciate it. We are right here, Ghana. Beautiful place, lovely people. Been to Ghana many times. I've had a great time. No doubt about that. I enjoyed myself. I went to Cape Coast by the beach. Lovely. All the ladies were like, hi, Captain. Hi, Captain Zack. Look at me, Captain Zack. Me pacho, good afternoon, Captain Zack. You know, Ghanaians are very interesting. They greet. Okay, not like your country. You look at each other like a sack of potatoes. Ghanaians will greet you. They come like, me pacho, good morning. And you go like, oh, good morning. Then, me pacho, good afternoon. So they use me pacho in everything. Me pacho, good evening. So I'm like, why is this girl greeting me so much? And I asked, I'm like, why am I being greeted so much? Like, is she into me or something? They're like, no, brother, don't worry. That's how we are. We just greet. Me pacho means please. I'm like, so what is me pacho? It means please. So why please? So please, good morning. Please, good afternoon. Please, good evening. That's Ghana for you. Go visit Ghana. You love it. Okay, so the president of Ghana, this man right here, John Mahatma, wants to get these guys, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, to come back into ECOWAS. Interesting. Yeah, the Ghanaian president is a brand new president. Actually, not really brand new because he used to be president in the past. Then left it. There was a new president, this man right here. He didn't like Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso very much. Look at him talking to Americans, saying that Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. It was snitching. Listen to this guy.
The demand for reform has found acceptance by leaders of 2 of the 5 permanent members, President Joe Biden of the United States of America and President Emmanuel Macron of France. Hopefully, the others will soon follow suit. We must also recognize that the fight for peace goes beyond government actions. It is a fight for humanity itself. In Africa, we have often borne the brunt of conflicts, sending our troops to peacekeeping missions with limited support from the global community. While I'm pleased to see the UN now taking steps to finance peacekeeping in Africa.
He said they've let Americans in. They've allowed Americans to come. We need protection. That's crazy. It's like he's telling only brother, you know, he stole the bread. Yeah, I was telling him not to touch, but he stole the bread. Anyway, Mahatma John went to speak to these guys. Say, listen, we are family, okay? We understand that we've wronged you. Please come back home, okay? Come back home. What is home? Home is ECOWAS. Who are ECOWAS? These countries right here, okay? You see on the map, these are ECOWAS. Who are ECOWAS? There were a bunch of countries in West Africa that say, let's come together in the name of Africanity. Let's help one another. Let's open borders so we don't use passport and visas to visit each other. You know, we are one big land. Let's open our markets so our people don't have to pay any tariffs selling to the next country. So somebody coming from Nigeria can go to the next ECOWAS country and sell whatever good is selling, whether it's Magwinya. This is Magwinya in South Africa. This is Benye. Ugandans have one. I don't know how they call it in Uganda. Kenyans also have one. So you'll find it everywhere in Africa. It's called Bofrot in Ghana. It's called Paf Paf in Nigeria. You see how Africans are very similar. You just hate each other for no reason. But I know why you hate each other. It's women. You're just jealous other Africans are touching your women. That's why you're pissed off. It's not about the other Africans. It's you, brother. Fix yourself, level up, look good, smell good, have money, and be responsible. Don't be angry when another African man gives money to your ladies or your sisters because you're stingy. Don't be stingy. Okay, we are African people. Let's continue. This president right here went to see Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. He said, listen, come back home. Let's fix this. Well, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger very kindly spoke to him, but clearly they don't want to come back. This is the second time he does it. The first time he did it, now he's not happy.
This period, ladies and gentlemen, calls for even greater solidarity and understanding for the difficult challenges that confront our brothers in the Sahelian states. Diplomacy is not only about resolving disputes, it's about creating the conditions for peace, for inclusion and progress.
Now let's first of all find out why they left ECOWAS, okay? They left ECOWAS at a time that was very critical. Now, these three countries have something in common. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. What is it? They all speak French. Number two, what brings them together? They were all colonized by the French. Obviously, that's the reason why they speak French. Colonized by the French. The French came into Africa, they beat them up really bad, they took over the country and the economy. In the 1960s, they gave them what looked like freedom. But in the same token, they say, we're giving you freedom, but we're going to leave you with a currency. We're going to print your currency. Yes, we choose your currency for you. So the currency used in these countries today in 2025 is still printed in France. Now, France also, when he left these African countries, they say, we are leaving, but we want to leave our soldiers, some of them at least, in your countries. Just to show fraternity, brotherhood. Let our soldiers stay here. And many of these Francophone-speaking African countries, up until today, have French troops in their land. Now, some people believe France used to manipulate these countries in a way that they will choose the president who's pro-France. If the president is not pro-France, not speaking in the interest of the French people, they kick him out. If he's stubborn, they just unalive him or get some people to unalive him and they put a puppet. Now, these three countries have had enough. They have kicked out the French and their military. Bye-bye. That's a major breakthrough because then France used to depend in these countries in many economical level. It's not happening right now. Now, these three countries that are now called the IOS used to be all part of the ECOWAS. You see, this is ECOWAS. They were all big, massive lands of people together, working together, having no need for visas and stuff like that. The problem emerged when this country here, Niger, when they toppled the president's name was Mohamed Bazoum. When they toppled him, okay, taking him out of power, ECOWAS got very angry. Why did they topple Mohamed Bazoum, you're asking? They toppled Mohamed Bazoum because Mohamed Bazoum was working for the interest of the French, not the interest of the people. I'll give you a very simple example. Niger produces some of the best uranium in the world. They're very rich. Uranium is what you need to create, just for one, electricity. France takes a lot of uranium from Niger back to France, processes it, creates electricity for the French people. They make so much electricity, they start selling electricity to other European countries from the uranium extracted from Niger. In the meantime, people in Niger are sleeping in the dark. Would you like that? No, you wouldn't like that. Nigerian people used to import electricity, some of it at least, from Nigeria. I know now you're confused. There's Niger and Nigeria. Yes, these are two different countries. Look at the map. You see, we like this place because you see geography, right? You will never see geography anywhere else in YouTube. So subscribe if it's not done yet. And if you're part of our subscribee, please go to join our private group. Anyway, great stuff where we talk about most things. More important. Anyway, Niger used to import electricity from Nigeria. As you can see, Niger, Nigeria. Niger, Nigeria. They are two different people. And when they toppled the president of Niger, Nigeria shut electricity to Niger. And many people in hospitals, even babies, were unalived. So they were very sad that that's happened. Why would an African brother do that to a brother? And what they did was what? They all came together in a meeting, all these ECOWAS, saying they want to go to Niger and topple the brand new government to reinstate Mohamed Bazoum. Now, many people believe the reason why they did that is because these presidents that are currently there are all dictators and they all work for the interest of Western nations. So they didn't want a brand new, fresh winds from random soldiers taking over the country. Why? Because if you allow that to happen in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, that will inspire perhaps Nigerians to topple their own government, and Ivorians and others, and Senegalese. So they wanted to do something drastic to discourage people from doing that. Listen to this guy saying, we are ready to go. He's Nigerian. He's like, we are ready to go. The D-Day is decided. Oga, we'll slap you. That was the idea.
Ready to go anytime the order is given. The D-Day is also decided, which we are not going to disclose. There will be no more meetings of the chiefs of defense staff.
Yeah, going to the next person's country and do bad things because they're fighting for the freedom. When they say that, they need two countries here, Mali and Burkina Faso, say, if you dare attack Niger, you're going to be declaring war against us. So all of us are going to fight.
4. Warn that any military intervention against Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali. I repeat, 4. Warn that any military intervention against Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali.
That is when they stopped. So this bunch of guys from ECOWAS, they even went to Europe asking for help. We need your support before we go into Niger.
So that is why we find it important to come to Spain to talk to our partners from the European Union so that they understand what we are doing and give us the support that they are able to give us.
Why do they need an authorization or an approval from Europeans? This is supposed to be an African organization. That's the problem. So when they did that, that's when these three countries say, you know what? We are done with you. We don't want anything to do with you anymore. We are out of ECOWAS. We're going to create what we call the AES, or Alliance of Sahel States, ASS. These three countries are now working as one country. They are now a confederation. Okay, they circulate with no visa. They're like real brother. I mean, that's a real brotherhood for you. Y'all talk about brotherhood. Oh, my brother. Who's your brother? Who's your brother? Brotherhood is in actions. It's not in talks. Brotherhood is when he's hurt and you come and attend him. That is brotherhood. That's my brother. From which mother? Okay, my brothers are in the private groups right here. They're all in here. We talk to each other once in a while. That you want to be my brother, that's where you gotta be. Not you see me, you think I'm black, I'm not your brother. The only brothers in Africa are Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. Now, y'all need to try to be brothers. We need to work on that. It's a process. Let's continue. What has ECOWAS done for Africa? ECOWAS exists 50 years already. They're actually celebrating the anniversary of ECOWAS in Accra, Ghana. What was the purpose of ECOWAS? ECOWAS has done good in some things. They have significantly advanced in the free movement of people, goods, and services across member states. They've also supported cross-border infrastructure like highways and energy interconnection, like in West African power pool, creating an energy interconnection, allowing people from different countries to be fed with electricity. That's a good thing they've done. Unfortunately, ECOWAS has failed in many areas, okay? They have over-reliance on Nigeria in terms of money. Who provide money and funding to ECOWAS? Not African nations, at least not them alone. They have private donors and Europeans and Americans. Africans, it's very sad because when it's about criticizing, we're very good. But when it comes to let's put money together and bless somebody or push somebody's business forward, we hate that. Let's put €1 so we can get him. We are 100,000, €1, even 10,000, just give him 10. You hate that. You don't want to do that because you feel like they're stealing from you. But you want them to give you things for free. That is Africans. That's extended to a level of ECOWAS. ECOWAS can't put money together to sustain themselves. They need help from external powers. ECOWAS is sponsored by the European Union. Yes, they get money from European Union. They get money, number 2, from World Bank. They get money from USAID. They get money from IMF. They get money from AFD from France. Now, if you as ECOWAS are getting financed by all these external companies, they get money from the African Bank, which is owned partially by the United States of America. Will you really work for the interest of Africans or for the interest of the donors? Question mark. And that is one of the main reasons Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, we probably never get back to ECOWAS unless a coup happens. And that is why they're trying very hard to do coups. You can see, I've spoken to you about it. There's a coup that was attempted in Burkina Faso. They're trying to take out Ibrahim Traoré because these people are working for real. Why are they irritated? Why are they angry? Why is everybody on arm against them? Ask yourself. Let me know how you feel about this. Again, Ghanaian president tried very hard to try to convince these people to get back. Same as the Togolese presidents that have offered also them to come back. But they say, no, dude, you tried to hurt us in the past. There's no reason for me to trust you again. Would you trust a brother who's trying to poison you or trying to stab you, who was ready to unite with your enemies and destroy you? And they were very angry, especially because of the fact that these three countries have been riddled by terrorism. Okay, and not one time ECOWAS has solicited to bring the countries' weapons and armies together to go and fight terrorism in either of these countries. They've never done it. But when it was time to go and topple these people that are trying to free themselves, they were very ready. There must be a problem. God bless.